From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I am Daryl Clark. Our top story this evening, the UAF Patty Center was evacuated this afternoon after building maintenance work caused a fire within the walls. University Fire and the Fairbanks Fire Department extinguished the fire, which apparently started from some soldering that had happened earlier in the day. According to University Fire officials, their response took only about 2 to 3 minutes, but Fairbanks Fire was called in as backup. Crews were working to make sure the fire was completely out before assessing what kind of damage had been done.
About 15 minutes ago, we got a report of smoke in the penthouse upper floor of the Patty Ice Arena. Once we got here, we found that due to some previous soldering that was going on earlier in the day, they had a small fire that was smoldering in the wall. So the Patty Ice Arena was evacuated. We extinguished the fire, and then we're in the process now just doing some overhaul to ensure that the fire is completely out.
A Fairbanks man is in jail accused of assaulting an Alaska State Trooper. 28-year-old Ronald D. Baker of Fairbanks is charged with felony assault. Troopers received a report of an intoxicated man holding a knife and a cordless drill at the College Inn. Upon arrival, troopers attempted to detain the suspect, who they say was not cooperative. A struggle ensued, and Baker reportedly pulled a pocket knife and stabbed and cut a trooper during the arrest. The trooper received 2 minor lacerations to his left hand and was treated at Fairbanks Memorial Hospital. The recent warm temperatures have rekindled the Mississippi fire near Delta Junction. A spokesperson with the Alaska Fire Service says it expanded to 300 acres and crossed a bulldozer line. The fire is 2.5 miles from Whitestone Farms, and officials don't expect it will spread that far. A 10-member Alaska Fire Service crew responded to the fire on Monday. Temperatures reached a record 62 degrees in Delta Junction, with winds gusting to 63 miles an hour. Alaska environmental regulators say Reese's Fine Foods has expanded a recall of refrigerated, ready-to-eat products that are available in the state. The Alaska Department of Environmental Conservation says the products may be contaminated with listeria. According to the DEC, recalled Reese's products include salads, salsas, spreads, dips, and baked beans. Officials say no illnesses have been reported in the state or elsewhere. Listeria can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections in young children, frail or elderly people, and people with weak immune systems. While no illnesses have been reported in Alaska, the DEC confirms the potentially contaminated products were distributed throughout the state.
Typical symptoms are fever, muscle aches. It could progress to even getting a stiff neck. Vomiting, diarrhea is involved. Confusion, loss of balance is another unique symptoms to this. So definitely go see your doctor.
A Delta Airlines flight made an emergency landing in a remote Alaska community near the Aleutian Islands Wednesday morning after a warning message flashed on an engine control panel. San Francisco-bound Flight 208 landed safely at Cold Bay at 6 a.m. with over 170 people on board, according to a Delta spokesman. The airport in the community of about 60 people has no customs or transportation security agency presence to handle an international flight, so passengers were required to stay on board. No injuries were reported aboard the plane that had departed from Tokyo. The Federal Communications Commission has granted Denali Media, a subsidiary of GCI, the go-ahead to buy 3 television stations in Alaska: CBS affiliate KTVEA in Anchorage and NBC affiliates KSCT in Sitka and KATH in Juneau. Led by Anchorage broadcast powerhouse KTUU, an NBC affiliate, broadcasters from around the state had urged the FCC to take measures that would ensure GCI would continue to be a fair conduit for local programming. They sought restrictions that would prevent GCI from charging exorbitant rates, assigning unfavorable channel positions, or bypassing local programming altogether. The FCC order authorizing the sale contains no restrictions. And when we come back to our broadcast, a glow stick program to keep trick-or-treaters safe this Halloween. That story is next. Stay with us. And welcome back. The Unity Outreach Program and Lithia of Fairbanks are teaming up in a community food drive. Unity Outreach is incorporated as a nonprofit organization that provides emergency service for individuals in need of living assistance. Currently, their food supply is running low, so in an effort to help the community, Lithia will offer some of their services for free to those who donate to the food drive. The public is also encouraged to bring in other items they would like to donate to the Lithia drop-off point. Their goal is to collect at least 500 pounds of canned food.
And what we're doing is trying to help them out with food donations. And one of the things that we're going to do is, if you come see Bob in our service department and bring in 5 items, you get a free lube oil filter, standard lube oil filter. We've done Toys for Tots in the past. We've done a lot of different things for the community, and really, again, that's what it's about. It's about reaching out in the community and helping where we can.
Well, the days are getting shorter, and as children trick or treat tomorrow night, it's important for them to be seen by drivers. Local law enforcement will be handing out glow sticks to help with visibility and to encourage safety on the streets. Officials will give out glow sticks across Fairbanks and North Pole tomorrow from 6 to 8:30 p.m. This year marks the 7th annual Operation Glow. During the last 7 years, officers have handed out 71,000 glow sticks, along with 21,000 food coupons donated by local businesses. Food coupons are handed out to kids and drivers who practice safe behavior during Halloween festivities.
We've been doing this long enough that they're usually, we pull a patrol car up, we turn on the lights, everybody can see us, and they just swarm kind of the car to make sure they get their glow sticks. We're, in addition to waiting for them to come, and once we've kind of gotten those kids that show up in that one area, we're just going to go out and see if we can find anybody else to get them on it. But it's become a tradition, so I think they're expecting us, and we're glad to be there to be able to help.
The Fairbanks North Star Borough Transportation Department will start a new bus route on the Fort Wainwright Army Post next week. News Center 11's Monty Bowen has details in this week's military report.
Regular bus service to the post is slated to begin November 4th. Getting the route on the Army Post has been in the works for some time.
We've been trying to start service up for a number of years, and we obtained funding to do so. And it's obviously going to be helpful for not only military that may not have their vehicles up here yet, but for their family or spouse that maybe don't have a vehicle and don't have good transportation.
It will help the military living on and off post.
We do have a lot of people that live downtown in Fairbanks and the neighboring area, and it's going to provide another avenue of access for them to get on base. And then conversely, as you know, we have a lot of soldiers living on base, and many of them do not have vehicles. So it's going to give them an opportunity to also head downtown to participate in activities.
There will be security since access to Fort Wainwright is restricted.
My purpose is to ensure that no individuals come onto the post that haven't been previously cleared for access.
Civilians will need to get a pass if they want to get off the bus on the post.
If they're planning on exiting the bus, they'll need to go to the visitor center, provide photo identification for everyone age 16 and older, and they'll be approved through there and receive their installation access pass.
The bus will run the route 10 times a day Monday through Friday and 6 times on Saturdays. Monty Bowen, News Center 11.
The military report is brought to you by Stanley Nissan. Innovation for all.
Okay, next in sports with Joe Cook. He'll have some water sports as the high school regionals will be taking place this weekend. Also, Joe hits the rifle range with a team that's on fire to start their season. All that and more, Joe Cook next with sports.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here with your Wednesday Hump Day sports. The Nanook swim team is coming off 2 PCSC conference wins over Biola in their first dual meet of the season last weekend. This weekend, Division I Loyola Marymount comes to the Patty Center pool. The Lions are led by Hannah Colton and Kirsten Magnuson, who won 6 of their 9 events in the Malibu Invitational. The Lions are a former PCSC school and won the conference title back in 2008. The UAF freshman class was impressive in their opening meets. Catherine Pound finished the 500 free in 5 minutes, 6.93 seconds, which is number 4 in the nation. Victoria Adams set a pool record of 2 minutes, 9.5 seconds in the 200 IM, which bested junior Danielle Lyons' time from 2 years ago. Senior Benty Hellert also swam top 5 times in the 100 free and 100 backstroke. Friday's action starts at 6 p.m. and Saturday's meet begins at 9:30 a.m. And speaking of swimming, the Region 6 Championships for high school swimming and diving starts tomorrow evening and runs through Saturday at the Hammy Pool. West Valley will be the favorites once again. The Wolfpack boys and girls teams have won 4 straight region titles and will look for their 5th in a row this weekend. They have some momentum too. In the last regular season swim meet, the Wolfpack won 13 events. North Pole was second with 8 wins. The Patriot boys and girls were runners-up at regionals last year. The girls team edged Lathrop 60-59 in 2012. Athletes to watch are North Pole's Martha Hood. She is ranked 3rd in the state in the 50 free and 4th in the 100 fly and 100 free. West Valley's Tommy O'Donohue is the top 100 breaststroke swimmer in the state, and teammate Luis Marquez is 2nd in the 500 free and 3rd in the 200 free. The Wolfpack boys are also top 5 in the 400 free relays. Lathrop's Zachary Campbell comes in as the top diver in the state in the 1-meter diving event. The Region 6 championships start at 7 p.m. on Thursday and at 6 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. More recognitions for our 2013 Interior Gridiron Greats. Lathrop's senior running back Chris Seminario was selected to the Large Schools All-State First Team as a running back and return specialist. Junior linebacker Marcus Brown and senior defensive back Nathan Barnett were also second-team defense selections to the All-State team. Lathrop's offensive coordinator Luke Baylash was named Large Schools All-State Assistant Coach of the Year for the Malamutes, and North Pole head coach Richard Hennert, who led the Patriots to an 8-2 season, a semifinal berth in their first season at the medium school level, will be the head coach of the small medium North team in the Alaska Shriners 36th annual North-South All-Star Game. The All-Star Games, which include the large schools and girls flag football, will be this Saturday at the Dome in Anchorage starting at 10 a.m. Now we go into the rifle range with the Hutchinson Hawks. Hutch has won his first 3 matches of the year to start the 2013-2014 season, despite losing 4 seniors from last year. Last year, the Hawks won the region title by defeating Lathrop, who was undefeated going into the region championships. Hutchinson has had a trio of strong performances from the duo of sophomore Amy Gentry and lone senior Gabe Stutz. They've shot the best air rifle and small bore scores in the first 3 matches. Gentry took both small bore and air rifle, shooting .569 and .551 last week against West Valley, while Stutz was second, shooting .560 and .543 in air and small. Gentry went to nationals with the Midnight Sharpshooters in the offseason and has improved greatly for the Hawks. Stutz says he's had to step up his game because of Gentry's progression. The team is benefiting from the competition between the two. The Hawks broke their team air rifle record in the second week of the season by more than 30 points.
And this year, she did, she went to nationals in air and 3P air, so she really bumped up her scores. So it's been challenging for me to beat her.
I know it kind of bugs him a little bit, but I try to encourage him because I know it's really frustrating that he's been doing it for so long, and I'm just kind of like a new year shooters. I don't know, it's just really fun.
Competition on the team definitely makes a difference, but they're not the only ones that are, from the bottom up, everybody's pushing. The initial climb was pretty steep, and now everybody's kind of leveling off a little bit, so now we're just trying to pick up points every time we shoot.
And finally, for this Wednesday Sportscast, we have our Pro Football Challenge winner. This week's winner is Alan Rotneck of Fairbanks. Alan gets an oil change courtesy of Stanley Nissan. Halfway through the season and the Week 8 picks, Allen went a perfect 13 for 13, the first perfect score of the PFC. He picked Green Bay to win 35-21 over Minnesota, and the final on that one was 44-31. Now here are the latest PFC standings. Robert at 87 leads the way, but Glenn Lee is just a point back, followed by Gary B. I'm currently in 7th with 80, and Mike Schultz is a point back as well at 79. Fred Brown inching a bit closer with 76 points after Week 8. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. For more KTVS Sports, just go to Twitter, YouTube, and of course, Webster11.com. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back in. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather. And boy, it was really nasty this morning. We were talking about it last night. Daryl was advising you about the slick roads, and they definitely materialized. Tonight should not be quite as bad, although it's going to get cold once again, but more cloud cover, so we're not looking for any precipitation. All right, here's our photograph for tonight. This is another beautiful photograph sent in by Trevor Gridley, and he was able to capture this beautiful sunrise on his way to work. And he gives us a lot of nice photographs, another beautiful one there. What's going on at the airport? Well, right now we have, for the most part, cloudy skies. Our high today only in the low or mid-20s, and the normal high is in the 20-degree category, so we're still warmer than we should be. The low 5 degrees, the record high 45 in 1934, record low 23 below in 1975, sunrise and sunset below 8 hours of daylight, a loss of 7 minutes from yesterday. Here's what's going on in our map across the state. You can see some rain falling over southeast Alaska, also rain around the Kodiak Island area, and otherwise we have clear skies around Anchorage Bowl. Over the rest of the state, some snow falling on Barrow, 17 degrees there, and 28 degrees and partly cloudy skies at Fort Yukon. Lower 48 weather, it's okay out to the west, but then you get moving back into the central sections, you get back into more weather. In fact, some of that weather is pretty stormy. Look at our satellite and radar, and you can see this area of low pressure here spinning around, bringing lots of moisture across Texas and across the Ohio Valley. All of this is clashing with the warmer temperatures to the south or the cooler air to the north, and you're getting some pretty strong thunderstorms in some areas. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections. Here's what it looks like. Flurries expected at Barrow. A few clouds in Nome and snow showers for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, a little light freezing rain is possible in the morning hours for the Fairbanks area. Otherwise, snow showers expected all day long at Healy. Over southeast Alaska, widespread rainfall for both Juneau and Ketchikan. And over to the southwest, a mixed bag of weather. Once again, cloudy skies for Bethel and Kodiak with rain expected at Cold Bay. Over south central regions, again, looking for sprinkles in the Anchorage area with rain showers for Homer and also Valdez. Okay, time once again for our kids' weather. All this week talking with the kids from Arctic Light Elementary School. Here's a young man with a weather question.
Hi, my name is Justin Rodriguez, and I'm in Miss Kaloji's 4th grade class. I have a question for the weatherman. We usually have more cold weather and snow by now. Do you know why we don't yet?
Well, that's a good, interesting question there, Justin. A lot of folks have been asking me that. We have a huge area of high pressure, like a big bubble in the atmosphere, and what's happening is that that's slowly moving across the state and helping to bring warm winds up from the south, and those warm winds are what bring us our warmer than normal temperatures. But that's moving off to the east, and we're expecting the cooler air to move back in over the week, into the weekend, and you'll see those temperatures start to fall once again. Okay, tomorrow night we'll have our teacher here from the classroom to give us a unique weather fact. Here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. Another frigid night with high clouds, 23 degrees. Don't be surprised to see, once again, some more icy conditions around in the morning. And then tomorrow, freezing rain possible in the early hours. Then that'll change over to maybe some light snow, and then a better chance of snow in the evening for trick-or-treating. And we might even see some snow on the ground, too. And as far as our extended 5-day period, you can see here, temperatures cooling off and then warming back up again to the low 30s. Again, the temperatures just can't make up their mind to get to a winter-type regime, although overnight lows will also once again be cool, and then that'll be warming up too. So, boy, Daryl, these temperatures are just unbelievable. Like I said, normal high 21, we're going to be at 32 degrees.
Right.
So, yeah, it just
amazing
can't make up its mind.
Going into November, and we're still getting these pretty fall-like temperatures.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Well, we'll see how tomorrow develops. But definitely because of the snow and because of the freezing rain conditions and because it's going to be Halloween, we want to just remind people to be slow and watch out for those little trick-or-treaters out there.
Make sure your kids wear clothing that can be seen in the dark when the headlights hit it.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Mike. Now, that is the end of our broadcast, but always we appreciate you joining us.
And to remind you to join in with J.R. Lewis tomorrow morning for the Fairbanks Morning News.
Okay, that's it for all of us. Yesterday we had ducks. What's the closeout video going to be today?
A nice sunset.
A nice sunset.
Yes.
That'll work. All right.
Down there near Delta Junction.
Good night.